Welcome back to the channel, guys. Have you ever thought about how cool it would be for one soft plastic mold to have a variety of different baits in it? Well, what if I told you that they do offer some of those? And we're going to show you how they work. Let's go. So for today's video, we're going to be checking out the Fat Guys Fishing Crappie starter mold. So if you're like me, I'm primarily a bass fisherman, and I have a ton of different molds for bass lures, and I only really fish for crappie and panfish when I take my kids out and stuff like that. Well, I don't want to buy a ton of different molds for something that I don't do that often. So when I saw this mold from Fat Guys Fishing, where it offers a ton of different options, I had to pick it up. So all the baits range from 1 3/4 inches all the way up to 2 inches long. You get a variety. They give you 9 different options, and there are 2 of each bait. So there's 18 baits total. Like I said, 9 different variations of crappie baits, and they work great. Really cool little mold. We're gonna get our plastic cooked up. We're gonna get to this first color, and then we'll check it out. So for our color today, we're just gonna go with some blue highlight and some black flake, which is very commonly referred to as monkey milk. So we're using an 1/8 teaspoon of blue highlight, and then we're going to use a 1/16 teaspoon of the small 0.015 black flake, if I can get it to focus. There you go. Get all this stirred in. All right, we got all that powder stirred in and mixed up. Again, that was an 1/8 teaspoon of blue highlight and a 1/16 teaspoon of small black flake. And that's in about 3/4 of a cup of plastic. We're gonna get this first run injected. I'm gonna hold just a little bit of pressure to make sure all those small appendages fill out. And then we are good to go. It is time to check these guys out. This is one of the molds where they always seem to come off on different sides, but it's all good. This mold, with all those different types of baits, has always injected phenomenal for me. If I ever have a mistake with any of these baits, it was always my fault. But yeah, you can see here you have a wide variety of all these different baits. You got just like a little flat-tailed little bait, little grub, little paddle tail, all these different baits. Really, really cool little mold. We're going to get the rest of that plastic heated up, and we're going to make a second run of these. And then while getting everything ready, it occurred to me, I've never actually laminated this mold. So we're going to run some laminates and see how that does. The only thing with the laminates is, so like on your little paddle tail, you're not going to be able to laminate top and bottom like a traditional laminate would be. It's going to be like left side and right side on these. For the symmetrical baits, it doesn't really matter. It will look top and bottom on those, but not a problem. We're going to get to making this next run of monkey milk, and then we'll go to these laminates. So there is round number 2, looking just as good. We're going to go through and pick out some colors to try a laminate. We're going to get those cooked up, and then we'll see how it looks. All right, so I grabbed some remelt. I like to always test laminating molds first with remelt. We've got some of the leftover MF baby blue color, and then we just got some chartreuse with blue flake. And if that works good, then we're going to try some green pumpkin and orange. We're going to get these 2 melted up first, and then we'll laminate and see how it looks. We got those 2 colors melted down. We're going to run this first laminate through this mold and see how it looks. Let's check these guys out and see how well it did. So there's our chartreuse side with that blue flake, and then the baby blue on the back. So this mold also laminates very well. Like I said, I didn't even think about it really until I started getting everything ready for the video, that I had never done this. But you can see here on this swim bait what I was talking about. You don't have like your top and bottom laminate. You have a left side and right side, which in my opinion doesn't really matter that much when you're talking about crappie and panfish. And then your baits where it's a symmetrical bait, you do have your top-bottom laminates, which is really cool. But yeah, it looks like it does laminate really well. We're gonna get the second color heated up, that orange and green pumpkin, and then we'll check those out. We got our green pumpkin and our orange melted up. We're gonna get these injected, and then we'll check these out. Time to check these out. Looks like we got our orange side right here. And then you can kind of see the green pumpkin. So the green pumpkin is a little bit thinner, not quite as saturated as the orange. So the orange is a little bit overpowering, but overall it still looks really, really cool. So there's that color. I'm gonna heat up some of this leftover, inject another run, and then we will check all these baits out at the end. And there you have it, guys. Just like that, we got some darker colors. We got our bright stuff. We got our natural stuff. Really cool little mold just to keep on hand. Like I said, I am not a crappie or panfish guy primarily. However, if I'm out bass fishing and I run across a school of them, I don't hesitate to throw these little guys in. Really cool little mold just to keep on hand. Like I said, it does make 18 baits at a time, 9 different options. I love having this mold because it took me maybe 30 minutes to throw these baits together. I can throw these in my boat or the kayak, whatever I'm taking out for the day, and I always have whatever I need on me. I don't fish these enough to really need a bunch of different molds, so this one mold works perfect for me. If you guys are diehard into crappie fishing, feel free to buy whatever mold you want. But if you're like me and you would just like to have the option to have a bunch of these different baits, definitely go check this mold out. I'll link it down below. It's from Fat Guys Fishing. It's their crappie starter kit. And yeah, go check them out. See what you think. And there you have it, guys. That is a quick look at this little crappie starter kit. They do also make a bass starter kit, I think is what they call it. It'll come with, I believe it's a stick bait, drop shot bait, Ned rig, swim bait, grub, lizard, and I think something else. I'll show you right here what that looks like. I'll link that down below if you want. It's a really good way if you're trying to simplify lure making. You're not trying to make mass quantities and sell or whatever you want to do. If you're just making it for yourself, these little starter molds are a fantastic option because you can get a bunch of different mold or a bunch of different baits out of one mold and really maximize your opportunities and minimize your cost. But as always, guys, thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate all your guys' support. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share this video with your friends, and we'll see you on the next one.